Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to provide a short demonstration of the medmod tool within the Jamovi program. Jamovi is an open source, freely downloadable statistics package that has a lot of cool features associated with it. And so I wanted to demonstrate this set of options right here. So it's basically a set of functions for mediation, for testing mediation and moderation. Just so you know, once you download the program, you will need to, if you want this particular set of functions, you'll have to go under modules right here and go into the Jamovi library. And so under here you can see that there are various sets of functions or packages. And basically I've already installed the medmod package. You can see right here it says that it's been installed. But if I hadn't, I would just click the install button and then it would work just fine. So at any rate, so once it's installed, then it's ready to go. So you'll notice that in this particular data set, I've got several variables that I'm working with. We're going to mainly focus in on these 4 variables right here. And so I'm going to demonstrate the package with that. So we have basically achievement, anxiety, mastery goals, and subject matter interest. So that's what each of these 4 variables are. So at any rate, let's start by going under the medmod package here and click on mediation. And so you can see on the left that whatever happens on the left, the values associated with the analysis gets populated on the right. So you can see there's a blank table for mediation, and what I'm going to do is just test a very simple mediation model. You can see that basically in this particular demonstration that this particular function only allows for a simple mediation model. So you can see I'm going to move achieve right here to the dependent variable box. I'm going to move mastery goal to the predictor box, and I'm going to move subject matter interest to the mediator box. And so you can see on the right it's thinking for a second here, and now everything's populated. So you can see that we have our effects. We've got the indirect effect of mastery goals on achievement. That's the unstandardized coefficient, standard error, z-value, and p-value. You can see that the direct effect of mastery goal on achievement is this value right here. And you can see again we've got our standard error, z-value, and p-value, and then the total effect, which is basically just summing the indirect effect and the direct effect. So if you want to take a little bit more close look at the various paths within the model, first off, notice that we can click on labels right here, and you can see that we get our labels. And basically within this this output, we have paths A and times B, and then direct effect is C. So the total effect is C plus the product of A and B. So if we were just going to draw this out, we would have mastery goals basically predicting subject matter interest, and subject matter interest is predicting the achieve variable. So basically, this is path A, this is path B, and then path C is this one right here. So that's it right there. So unfortunately, there's no direct way to actually draw out the model in through this particular set of menu options, but that's essentially what you're getting when you are running your analysis through this. So if you want to look at the path estimates themselves, then you can click on path estimates right here. You can see that we've got path A, path B, and path C. So these are all essentially the direct effects within our model. And so you can see that each of these has our unstandardized path coefficient, standard error, z-value, and p-value associated with it. Also note that if you want a confidence interval, you can click on that, and you can get confidence intervals for for each of the path coefficients, as well as for the indirect, direct, and total effects. And if you want percent mediation, you can also click on that, and so you can see to the right here we've got percent mediation that's being given. So also one other thing to note is that the estimation method for standard errors, there's this kind of the standard method, if you will, but then there's also a bootstrap option. So if you want to bootstrap the standard errors for your model, then you can certainly do that. I'm not going to click on it because it can sometimes take a little bit of time for it to run, but that option is available to you if that's something that you're interested in. So that's basically the mediation portion. Let's look at moderation. So I'm going to click on this. And so in this case, you can see that basically what we can specify is essentially a moderated multiple regression where we have two independent variables and an interaction term. So in this case right here, I'm going to move achieve to the dependent variable box, and I'm going to move mastery goal to the predictor box, and then we're basically going to test whether anxiety moderates the relationship between mastery goals and achievement. So you can see right here that the moderation box is now starting to fill in. So you can see that we have the multiple regression results. We've got mastery goal, anxiety, and the interaction between them. So these are the estimates. We have our standard errors, z-values, and p-values. You can see that the interaction term was not statistically significant right here. Nevertheless, the main effects were significant within the model. It doesn't really matter because that's not the main focus of this demonstration. So, so what I thought I would do also is we'll click on simple slope analysis. We'll click on estimates right here, and so now you can see that we have the estimated path coefficients, or basically the estimated regression slopes for the relationship between mastery goals and achievement at different levels of anxiety. So basically it's using the pick-a-point approach where essentially we're modeling the relationship between mastery and achievement at 1 standard deviation below the mean on anxiety, 1 standard deviation above the mean on anxiety, and at the mean on anxiety. So these are the unstandardized regression slopes, and you can see again with standard errors, z-values, and p-values, and so forth. If you want to plot out the simple slopes, you can just click on plot right here, and when we scroll down, you can see that now there are the simple slopes plotted at for the relationship between mastery and achievement, again at 1 standard deviation below and above the mean on anxiety and right at the mean on anxiety. So you also, again, you have options for confidence intervals. So I just click that button right there, and so now we get the confidence intervals for the main regression analysis and for the simple slopes. And then also we also have the bootstrap option that's available through this particular moderation portion of the module. So that is basically just a quick overview of the medmod package or options that are available through Jamovi. Just remember that you will need, if you haven't already done so, you will need to go under modules, go into the Jamovi library and find it, and then you can install it, and then it's ready to go.